If you're wondering which is the best piece of equipment, which one you should buy for your home gym, or which one is the biggest bang for your buck when you go to a commercial gym and what you should lift and use to get the most benefit, then watch this video to the end. I'm gonna show you. All right, guys, now that we are through the intro, I got your attention. Today, we are talking about 5 most popular, most common pieces of equipment used in a commercial setting gym, as well as in home gyms everywhere. Now, they're not better or worse. They have different applications. I'm gonna explain to you what those are, and then you can decide for yourself which one is the best for your goals, okay? We're gonna start with number 1. Number 1 is the barbell. Every gym has a barbell. Everyone knows about barbells. They come in different shapes, forms, but the most common, the Olympic barbell, usually 45 pounds, and then you can slide weights on, but there's other barbells. Let's check this out. There's all kinds of specialty bars, right? I hope it's not too shaky, but the barbell. The reason the barbell is so good is you can lift the most amount of weight with the barbell because there's always 2 or more points of stability or points of touching to the barbell. If you do an overhead press, you have both arms that are connected between each other and then you can press it overhead. When you squat, you have 1 arm, 2 arm, and then your back. So there's 3 points of connection. So it's a very stable, balanced lifting experience, movement with the barbell, where you can lift the most amount of weight. And as we know from biomechanics, lifting the heaviest weight has a lot of benefits. First of all, yes, you get stronger, you can get bigger. Also, bone density, right? If you're post-menopause, for example, bone density is so important. Lifting heavier weights is very beneficial and important. Maybe after surgery, there's many benefits, as well as more weight on your system, on your body equals more hormone production. So there's many benefits to a barbell because you can load up safely the most amount of weight. All right, piece of equipment number 2, that's the dumbbell. The dumbbell is pretty much like a barbell. Let's say I want to do an overhead press, but there's no interconnecting point, they're apart. So both arms are not connected to each other. So you can do all the same things like the barbell can, but there's 2 main differences. Number 1, the obvious one, is that each joint, each arm, or wherever you're holding this, each part has to control, or each dumbbell has to be controlled separately. So my left arm and my right arm have to independently use small stabilizer muscles to control the movement. So it's not connected, therefore you have to spend more energy and focus on stabilizing, and therefore you cannot lift as heavy, but the intensity is still really strong, just in slightly different ways. The second benefit to dumbbells is the bar has to be either in front of you or behind you. With this one, you can go right in between. There's nothing there, so my head fits. Or if I do like a chest press or something, I can go through my chest because there's no barbell connecting between those 2. So 2 benefits: bigger range of motion and independent stability left to right. If you have one side stronger or weaker than the other one, these can be very beneficial. Stay sore. I guess you have to subscribe to the channel. All right, piece of equipment number 3, the kettlebell. The kettlebell is considered to be a very functional piece of equipment. The reason being is with a barbell or a dumbbell, the weight is in the center of your grip of your wrist, right? With the kettlebell, you always have to decide and choose a direction, meaning it's behind your wrist, pulling it back, so your joints have to adjust and stabilize and keep it upright, or it's in front of you and now it's pulling you forward. You have to stabilize it and pull it back to center. So it's always off center somewhere and you have to stabilize that. Number 2, usually most exercises with kettlebells are very dynamic and very momentum driven exercises like the kettlebell swing. You swing, for example, a kettlebell, the weight goes away from you and you have to pull it back and control it with your core. The weight is always trying to mess up the center of gravity and you have to bring it back and stabilize. So the kettlebell is a very functional, momentum-driven stability exercise and strength through stability. So these are very functional. I would strongly recommend having them at least somewhere in your workout routine. Piece of equipment number 4. The ball. There's many different balls in the gym. Like this is called a medicine ball. These are called wall balls. These are called slam balls. These are BOSU balls. The big inflatable ones are called exercise balls usually, but they all have slightly different applications. But the thing that combines all balls when it comes to gym workouts is that they do not, like the kettlebell, like the dumbbell or the barbell, they do not have a grip. Where do you hold this? And that's the biggest point to a ball, is you have to squeeze it. So there's already so much more effort to not let it fall. There's no grip to it. So you have to squeeze it, you have to hold it, you have to balance it, you have to figure it out. If you lean on it for, let's say, like a push-up, it's rolling around. If you stand on a BOSU ball, it's all wobbly. So it's all stability, coordination. They can roll away, so you have to control it. So these are very, very useful when you try to work all these little small muscles that stabilize everything. Let's say if I give you a 20-pound dumbbell, you can grip it tight, and you're done. If I give you a 20-pound ball, your wrist, between your fingers, everything's gonna get tired from just holding it and moving it around. So balls can be very, very useful in a gym setting as well. Like I said, there's different kinds of balls, and if you wanna know more about balls, let me know. I'll make a whole video about that. Don't get too crazy with the questions though. And piece of equipment number 5 is the resistance bands. There's so many different types and applications. For example, you probably know these ones, booty bands, that especially Instagram girls put around their knees and then do a butt workout, right? You have regular bands with handles on them. You have these fancy ones for strong people like me, that have multiple bands inside of one with grips. Then you have loop bands, like it's just a loop. You can work out with these, right? And they go from tiny to bigger to more resistance, and then you have these crazy ones that are like up to 80, 100 pounds resistance. So there's all kinds of different bands you can use for working out as well. And bands are a very good tool to warm up, to finish your workout with some sort of stability and joint stability exercise, because they can bounce around and you can control a joint. For example, if I hook it somewhere and I'm just trying to do this, it's trying to bounce me back, right? So I'm working my chest, for example. But also, they're very good for physical therapy applications. A lot of physical therapists after surgery or injury use resistance bands because they resemble a muscle, because a muscle like gets stretched and then squeezing, stretching and squeezing. So if you do a resistance band exercise, it's kind of almost mimicking your muscle. It's stretching and squeezing. So it's like a continuation of your arm or leg or whatever exercise you do. So these are very good for rehabilitation, but also for warming up or cooling down after a workout and finishing, burning out a muscle, because this has constant tension. Let's say I'm doing a shoulder exercise. Without letting it go completely, I have constant tension on my shoulders, for example, right? So there's many different cool applications, but the good thing is it's constant tension and it's really, really gentle on the joint. There you have it, guys. These were the 5 most popular or most commonly used pieces of equipment in a home gym setting as well as in a commercial gym setting. The reason being is that they're very versatile pieces of equipment. You can build strength or do conditioning, cardio, build muscle, burn fat, whatever it is, these can hit your whole body and hit every goal you could possibly have. If you learned something new today, please let me know what it was in the comments below. If you would like to learn something new about any of those pieces of equipment or any other piece of equipment, because I have a lot of cool tools in my gym here, let me know. I would be happy to make a video. And share the video, hit the like button, because every time you hit the like button, you somewhere save a puppy, I think. I'm not sure how YouTube works. But anyways, thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching and supporting. Stay sore. Till next time.